Hier, kijk, daar. Kijk hè. Bill.
Ga zitten.
Hey everyone, it's Milo here for the Fellowship of Acoustics and welcome to a new episode of New Arrivals. We're back with my co-host Bill here. Together with Bill I'm going to find the 4 best new arrivals that came in last week. And in the end it's up to you to pick your favorite, and you can leave a comment down below or vote in the poll in the community side of our YouTube page. Last week your favorite was the LG2 from 1942. Was it also your favorite? No, it was the Guild, right? Yeah. The Guild was incredible as well. And we had a Racing Stripe Les Paul. No, not the Guild. What did you like? It was the LG2. Okay, yeah. So Bill also liked the LG2. Yeah, let's see what came in. Let's start right away. Let's go. And this week we're going to start with a selection of Collings guitars, because there were some beautiful Collings that came in, some second-hand one and also some new ones. I'm just going to lay them out on the floor and we'll do a quick comparison and choose our favorite. This one is a D1AV, a second-hand one. This one is from 2009. Check that out. A K&K Trinity installed already, so it's stage ready. The D1AV is a D18 style, so Honduran mahogany back and sides. The A stands for an Adirondack top, which is an incredible looking Adirondack top with a nice and wide grain. So this one has a varnish finish. I'm not really sure if the V in the title stands for varnish or if it stands for the soft V profile. So the varnish finish is a little bit thinner than the usual finish that they use. So this will allow the guitar to breathe a little bit more. It has some more room to vibrate. So could give some more volume, some more projection, a better tone. Who knows? It is in great shape. So this is the first Collings that we're going to feature. Let's see where the others are. This one, I'm going to grab this one. And Laura, I'm going to give you this one. So a Collings extravaganza today. So this is another second-hand one, also from 2009. That's interesting. But this is not a D1AV, but a standard D1A. So also Adirondack and Honduran mahogany back and sides. This one does also have a pickup. I can't see anything right now, so that must mean it's probably a K&K Pure Mini. So this one doesn't have the varnish finish. It's also a difference in look, as you can see. The varnish is also a little bit more yellowish. But it's interesting that they both popped up in here at the same time. Then we have a DS1. This is a new Collings. Another mahogany back and sides guitar, but this is a 12 fret with a slotted headstock, and I'm a big fan of 12 fret dreadnoughts. I think they have some extra low-end response. Maybe it has to do with that the sound hole is more towards the center of the body, but you get some extra low-end energy when playing this model. So the mahogany on this one is also Honduran mahogany, but this one has a Sitka spruce top. And this is sort of a tribute to the earliest dreadnoughts that were around, because they were also 12 fret designs. We once made a video about the Ditson, the first dreadnoughts that were made, the Ditson dreadnoughts. So this reminds me a little bit of the Ditson 111, the 111, also a 12 fret slope shoulder dreadnought design with mahogany back and sides. But then the last one, and I'm only going to pick one, another new one, and this is a new series. This is the Hill Country series, and this is a OM1A HC Hill Country. Another mahogany acoustic guitar, but then OM shape. It's really nice and lightweight. Some flamey mahogany as well, which is cool. Some appointments of the Hill Country series. We don't have the logo on the headstock anymore, but it is right here. We have a hand-poured pickguard, so every pickguard is completely different on each and every Hill Country guitar, which is really cool. And you also see this same hand-poured design here, probably from the same batch. So the Hill Country series has a different bracing pattern on the inside. It's even more lightweight compared to the other, maybe the scallop pre-war bracing. On top of that, it also doesn't have a popsicle brace that's below the fretboard right here. So some of the vintage guitars didn't have a popsicle brace either, and some will say that those were the best sounding vintage guitars. So this also doesn't have the popsicle brace, which allows the guitar to vibrate even more. So right now I think it's a tie between the Hill Country and the DS1 for me, because I'm the biggest fan in terms of models. I'm the biggest fan of the 12 fret Dreadnought, but when it comes to availability, accessibility, there are so few Hill Country guitars in the world right now, and we're expecting the next batch in a year or so. So I think we have to feature this beautiful Hill Country guitars. The last OM Hill Country that we had also sounded fantastic. It's a stunning guitar, really lightweight OM guitar, and this is my first choice for these new arrivals. So a nice segue from the Hill Country. This is where Collings Guitars is based, so it was an homage to the place they built their guitars. And then we're going to a Cherry Hill. This is a Martin guitar, which is also an homage to the literal place where they built Martin guitars. Wow, there you go. So Martin started out with a shop in Manhattan, in New York, and then they moved to Pennsylvania to a location called Cherry Hill, and they did this in 1859. And right now they are still building guitars in that exact location. Maybe, I think it was half a mile from the original spot where they produce guitars. So this is a custom guitar from the Martin custom shop, a triple O model, a 14 fret design. And it is an homage to the place where Martin guitars really came to its own. This also features Pennsylvania cherry wood. So we don't see a lot of cherry wood on guitars right now. And I think it's beautiful that they used local woods in this model to feature the Pennsylvania soil. So this is a second-hand guitar from 2025, so not that old. This also features a Sitka spruce top with the vintage toner, so on top of the Pennsylvania cherry back and sides, and we also have a flamed maple binding, which is really cool as well. So I believe this was a factory-only guitar. So only if you went to the factory at Martin Guitars in Pennsylvania that you could have bought this guitar. So it's still quite special that it ended up here. So let's see how this guitar from Nazareth, Pennsylvania sounds. I think she sounds really, really pretty. I find it hard to characterize the cherry sound. It's quite mellow. It's not really top-endy or anything. It's got a nice mid-range. It's a mellow sound, a mellow, intimate sound, but I really like it. It's a nice combination with the triple O guitar design. Really charmed by this. Also nice heel cap, also with the flamed maple. Beautiful guitar. All right, we're going to feature another guitar by Alistair Atkin and his boys. Whoa, another triple O guitar, OM style guitar from Canterbury, England. Super heavy aging. So I don't know which kind of player would do this to a guitar. So I think we would characterize this as a DJ Khaled aging, DJ Khaled relic. Insert video of how DJ Khaled treats his acoustic guitars. But yeah, have a look at this. This is pretty heavy. It's really the week of the mahogany back inside acoustic guitars. Another so this is the essential lineup, the essential triple O. Acting guitars do have a certain characteristic that I find in each and every one of them. It's sort of a certain openness, a certain brightness that they always have, no matter how played in they get. But I like that about it because it cuts through a mix. It's really open sounding, and this one as well. But it doesn't lack any warmth or anything. It was a great sounding guitar, but I already got my mind set on the Martin. I think it's nice that we have a Hill Country and then also a Cherry Hill, both an homage to the place that they. Where the factory is built. So I'm going to pick this 0014 Cherry Hill Custom from 2025 as my second choice. Second choice? Yeah, second choice.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna assist Milo in choosing the new arrivals. Milo goes on vacation, so let's go. Milo already started here, so let's take a look in the photo studio. Okay, let's take a look what we have here. So this is a Gibson with, I'm not familiar with the model name. Let's see what it is. Wow, I was not expecting that. So this is a Gibson MK53. And it doesn't look like a Gibson, but it says Gibson on the headstock. So this is from the mid-70s, from 77, and I think this was a bit of an experimental era for the Gibson brand. I think the headstock kind of looks like a PRS actually, if I am allowed to say that. But I believe these guitars actually had a removable sound hole and a removable pick guard. Pretty interesting guitar. Thinking about that this is a Gibson is kind of blowing my mind, but I don't think this is going to be my new arrival pick. So let's see what else there is. Let's see. Ooh, a Kaufman. A Kaufman. So Kaufman is a Dutch brand. It's built here in Alphen aan den Rijn in the Netherlands. And they are really great guitars for their value. Wow. And recently they changed their headstock designs. So if you're familiar with the brand, they kind of have this like beveled here. And it's really nice actually. And I think they mostly use Polonia bodies, but this is alder, which I like more because it's a bit more resonant, has a bit more weight to it. Ah, Nik Huber. We actually don't see these quite often. If you're not familiar, Nik Huber is quite a boutique guitar brand. They make really, really cool guitars. So this is a used model, but it's from a limited series. Wow. A Nik Huber Gold Top. Look at that. And this one is from the Seahorse series. I guess because there's a Seahorse on the fretboard. But this is number 13 out of the 16 only made. So that's pretty cool actually. It has a push-pull on the tone. I really like the Nik Huber guitars. They're really resonant, they feel really premium. I really like the neck on this one, it's a bit thicker. So I think the Seahorse is going to be my first new rival pick. Let's go. so let's see what else we have over here. Ooh, that's interesting. So this isn't the guitar, but it's movie segment, yeah! I was a bit late to the party. I watched Interstellar last weekend for the first time ever. I was 11 years late to the party, but hey, I was just born around the time, so give me a break. But it's an amazing movie. If you haven't seen Interstellar ever, go watch it. I cried my eyes out at the end. It's a super great movie.
My movie tip is Moonrise Kingdom. I watched it yesterday, a Wes Anderson movie, sort of coming of age, romantical and also a bit of an adventure film. It was really funny, it looked beautiful. I think it's Wes Anderson at his best, maybe together with, what was it called? Fantastic Mr. Fox, my two favorite Wes Anderson movies. All right, let's think a little bit about Michael, because he's in Espanol right now. This is why we're going to feature a Spanish guitar, a Ramirez 1A. Okay, so we're looking at a 1A model. This is a 1A C650. And I believe the C650 stands for the 650 millimeter scale length on this. This was built in Madrid. Michael is going to the north of Spain, so he won't be visiting the Ramirez workshop. This is a second-hand one from '98. So if I'm not mistaken, this was built by José Ramirez IV. So they have a long family tradition of beautiful guitar building. The 1A is really their top model. The 1A stands for the amount of quality, so it's really the top that they offer. This one has Indian rosewood back inside. It's a nice and dark set. You see yourself. And with a red cedar top, which is my favorite tone wood on the top of a classical guitar. It's nice to see a really high-end second-hand classical guitar again here. So if you're a big classical fan, please visit our store and come try out some guitars. We have a pretty huge selection, and this one will be up on the website pretty soon. I'm not able to do this guitar any justice when playing it, so you'll have to do that yourself. Or you can also ask us to make a demo for you, because we do have some talented players in here that can really make this guitar sing. I found this guitar in the photo studio. It has an Epiphone case, but don't let it fool you, because this is a Gibson from '64. This is a ES-125TC in a really beautiful cherry Sunburst. So a thin line with a Florentine cutaway, a single dog ear P90 in this incredible cherry Sunburst finish. This is one of my favorite Sunburst types out there. We have a rosewood bridge, a trapeze tailpiece. So in '64 the necks were a little bit bigger than after '64. Beginning from '65 the necks got a little bit thinner. So this is really the neck you want, if you ask me. Looks like it may have had a refret once. We'll dive into that, but all in all it's in pretty great condition, as you can see. What a nice color. Also on the back. Okay, so it comes with a strap that the previous owner has bought. It is a Levi strap. You can also ask us to throw this away for you. Would also happily do that. Yeah, it's not really a match the strap with the guitar kind of look. This, but maybe it's the perfect look for you. So we'll leave it in the case, and you can throw it away yourself. This has got a beautiful ring to it acoustically. I would use this more in sort of a pop setting, maybe. Cleanish tones, a little bit of drive. I think this sounds incredible. So I'm really wondering how this will sound through an amp. Let's do it. This is my final choice for this new Rivals, the ES-125TC from '64 and the cherry Sunburst finish. Yeah, great job, Bill. First take. So thank you very much for watching this episode of New Arrivals. I hope you enjoyed the guitars that we've picked. Bill, what was your favorite of the week? The Collings, right? The Hill Country? Because your boss also loves them. Yeah, I know. I really like the Hill Country as well. I really like the ES-125 we had at the end. But please let us know which is your favorite in the comment down below or in the poll on our community side of our YouTube page. So thank you very much for watching and hope to see you next week. Bye! Sorry, Bill.